January 24th, 2017 regular board meeting. At this time, I'm calling the meeting to order. Please let the record show, Mrs. Luton, that all board members are present with the exception of Mr. Brenner, and he is on his way. So I'm putting him shortly. I'll ask Teresa Bledsoe to come forward to introduce our pledge speakers.
Thank you, Dr. Frederick. Good evening, board members. This evening, I would like to introduce you to an outstanding fifth grader from Bowerman Elementary School, Trista Washburn. She is very active in her extracurricular activities. She is a quarterback for her Boys and Girls Club football team. She's been playing that for several years, and she is active at the Boys and Girls Club in helping out with taking out the trash and doing other chores. She also makes it a practice of attending church with her grandmother. Her principal says that at Bowerman, Trista sets a great example for other students. She has a 96% attendance rate and has been selected as a star student of the month. She always turns her homework on time, and is very respectful to both other students and her teachers. So she is a great example of a student from representing Bowerman Elementary School. Tonight, she's accompanied by her parents, Scott and Angela. If you'd like to stand, and thank you for coming. And her principal, Angie Valchev, is here as well. So we thank them for coming. So at this time, I would ask you to stand as Trista leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If you want to step forward just a little bit. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Trista, I'd like to give you this and thank you for coming. Typically, we'd use this time to celebrate the accomplishments of our students and staff, but we're going to start off with recognizing our school board tonight. This week is designated as the Missouri School Board Appreciation Week. And while your work is a year-round commitment, we want to take at least this one evening to recognize all of the contributions you make to our school district and the leadership that you provide on behalf of our 25,000 students and 4,000 employees. We know that many people don't understand exactly what it is that you do, so we enlisted the help of a few students to help explain it. So I would like to thank the 2016-2017 Teacher of the Year, Adrian Deckard, and a few students from Sunshine who helped us in explaining what it is that our school board members do.
I think the school board is I don't know.
I think it's the big board that tells events up by the school.
I think a scoreboard is something to help the school, help them to understand what school does.
Sure, so it's basically like what PTA meetings are about. It's the board that the janitor puts all the letters on to make so people know what events are.
I think it's like a school board, it's like a board for school people if they're having trouble. Like in math, if they're having trouble, then the teacher can go to the boards and do a math problem.
I think a school board is a big group of people who work for the school and make sure they have the right school supplies and desks and books and stuff.
They help all the people and they make the decisions, and everybody has a different job, but they help each other do stuff for the students so they can get a good education. Their main goal is to help the students.
These students may not fully understand your jobs, but we know the contributions that you make on their behalf. As a representative of teachers and employees across the district, we want to thank you for the countless hours you volunteer to make Springfield Public Schools a great place to learn and work.
If they had a suit on, I would say that...
I'm going to backtrack just a skosh there.
I would say to a school board member If they had a suit on, I would say that I like your suit.
Except for the young man who thought we could help with math problems, because I got asked to help with one last night, and I was out quickly.
So it's hard to top that, but we do say thank you for all that you do for Springfield Public Schools and its students and staff. And I'd like to ask Trista to come up and help me with a little bit of a recognition. We have certificates from the Missouri School Boards Association that we would like to present you to acknowledge your service. So if you just start and go around. Thank you, Trista. So speaking of math, we have two math teachers here tonight with us that we would like to recognize. Tamara Stein and Maida Russell, if you'll please come forward. This is Maida and this is Tammy. If you just face the board, that'd be great. Maida Russell was recognized in December by the Missouri Council of Teachers of Mathematics as the Outstanding Middle School Teacher. She is a math teacher for 6th, 7th, and 8th grades at Reed Academy, where she's worked since 2013. And she is recognized as an outstanding leader in the math teaching because she presents math professional development to teachers throughout the state during the summer. And according to her principal, Debbie Gregas, she sets high expectations for her students and helps them achieve those expectations. So we're very fortunate to have a teacher like Maida at Reed Academy to help students with their math. And she is accompanied tonight. Debbie Gregas is here. Are there any other Reed teachers or staff here? Roland? So we thank them for supporting Maida. Tammy Stein is one of 5 Missouri teachers selected as a finalist for the Presidential Award for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching. She is the Title I Numeracy Specialist at Bowerman Elementary School. And she was selected as a finalist because she serves as a model for her colleagues and is a leader in the effort to improve mathematics education. She's completed a 2-year program through Missouri State University for elementary math specialists. So she has some specific expertise that she can use in supporting students at Bowerman. And I know there is a whole crowd of Bowerman people here to support her. So we congratulate Maida and Tammy for their accomplishments. Thank you for coming.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for all the hard work you do. It's so nice to meet you, and it's so awesome to see all your colleagues that came up to support you this evening. So both of you, congratulations, and thank you. Anyone? Hey, Jill, you maybe found math too.
Yeah, I might need. But speak slowly, because I'm not ready for the hard stuff.
Our next honoree is Jeff Rogers, so I would invite him to come forward. I think I saw him. There he is. This weekend, Jeff will be inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. In addition to his responsibilities as the district's wellness coordinator, he also has served as the Glendale boys soccer coach since 1990, and he began coaching girls soccer at Glendale when the program was launched in 1996. Overall, he has a stellar coaching record. His record of coaching wins for the girls team is 3rd best in Missouri all-time history. His girls teams have been to the Final Four 3 times and won 8 district championships and 9 conference championships. And under Jeff's coaching, the Glendale boys have reached 5 Final Fours, won their conference 13 times, and won 20 district titles. So a very impressive record, and I ask you to join me in recognizing Jeff.
Could we hear just a second from him?
Sure.
Could you just give us a little bit of a highlight of your very, very illustrious career?
For me, I think you get the records of wins and losses. For me, I just never kept track of. I think for me, it's just the honor and the privilege that you get to go through life with kids, and you get to be a mentor for them, and whether it's the high successes or the low and disappointing times, you get to use a sport to instill life values. So for me, it's besides my family, it's probably the best part of my day is, and kind of with my wellness coaching, you're hopefully trying to help people make lifestyle changes, and then I kind of convert from that and rush over to a field and spend time with kids. And when I started here for the school district, I was probably just 4 years older than the kids I was coaching, so I was like an older brother. So when I have players that are in their mid-40s, it doesn't seem possible. But to me, I still call them my kids, and I get to just watch them grow up and chase their dreams. So it's an honor and a privilege. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have another unique celebration tonight. We are going to help the foundation celebrate a national recognition that it recently received. So I would invite Natalie Murdoch to come forward and share that with us.
Thanks so much. I'm just representing the group. So the foundation staff is here tonight, Pamela Anderson and Linda Tiemann, and 3 of our board members, Phil Graft, Mark Mayer, and Dwayne Falk. So we are very excited to announce that your very own Foundation for Springfield Public Schools was recently ranked number 7 among the nation's top performing public school foundations. So we're very excited about that. The study is called Stepping Up, and they look at the top performing foundations across the country. This is our first year to be included in the study and to be ranked in the top 10 out of 200 foundations across the country is really exciting. And what I would say is that does not belong to us as a staff or as a foundation board, but it belongs to this entire community, because this community gets behind public education, and because of their support and their financial contributions, we've been able to make this list, and we're very excited. So we appreciate what the Board of Ed does and what really everyone in this community does. So it's a very exciting time for us, and onward and upward as exciting things are happening for the foundation. So thank you very much for the opportunity and for all of your support.
I'm not going to let you get away, Natalie. Oh. Nice try. What was some of the criteria that they looked at?
Funny you should ask. I have that information. So they look at 8 criteria points that they take directly from a Foundation's 990. So they look at total revenues, revenues per student, total assets, assets per student, your grant and program expenses per student as well, your investment income, and your volunteers. So they actually only rank the 200 largest districts. Our foundation would not have been included had we not requested to be included. So we are there's only one other Missouri public school foundation that was included in the study, and we're the only one that ranked in the top 50. So very exciting.
And now we have your staff and those board members you mentioned stand, please. So we can,
And Pamela's over there filming.
anyone else? Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, like I said, this recognition belongs to everyone in Springfield, and we truly do believe that. So thank you, guys.
Certainly lots to celebrate tonight. Each year, in partnership with the NAACP, Springfield Public Schools hosts a variety of contests focused on the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This year's theme was Our Life, Our Choice, Our Lives Matter. And we had students engage in a variety of contests. One of the first ones for our elementary students is the art contest. And you received at our last meeting the note cards that were created from those award-winning drawings. Tonight, we have only one of the contest winners with us. That's Evan Carson. And I'd like Evan to stand along with his parents, Candace and Jason, and his brother, Colin, who are all here supporting him.
We want to come and say hi.
We want to come say hi. Okay. That is fantastic. Don't overwhelm the child.
Evan is a second grader at Sunshine Elementary, and his teacher, Margaret Griffith, is foundational to his award-winning work. Thank you. Thank you. Middle school students approached the theme via an essay or a video. This was the first year that we had video submissions, and tonight we have two of the award winners, one for an essay, Noyana Cortez. Please stand. And Roland Young, if you would also, is her teacher, coach. Our video is by Kenna Johnson. Kenna, if you'd stand. And what was really compelling at the celebration is that they aired her video at the march, and everybody around me was asking who the professional company was that made the video. And so we've been coaching her that when people ask about the video, she says, yes, I do that, and my going fee is, so that career and college ready piece is a part of what she's doing. And Noyana's mother, if you would stand and be recognized too, because we know the contribution that you do. So if you would. And our last winner is Julie Sharp. Did Julie make it here tonight? She was not able to make it.
No, she's here.
Oh, she is here. Yay, she's here. And Julie, if you and your mother would come forward. Julie's shirt was on the T-shirts that our staff and people working the march wore. And so we took her illustration, put it on a gold shirt, and we're acknowledging her contribution tonight as well. Thank you. These winners were also acknowledged at the celebration and received cash prizes from the NAACP for some of these efforts. So one more round of applause for these folks. As well as the hard work that goes on behind the scenes from their teachers and our staff members, Brianna Cavanaugh, if you'd stand, and L.A. Anderson, who are coordinators in our Learning Support and Partnerships team. So they're peeking around behind. So good job all. Many of you spent the afternoon or the morning at the Discovery Center engaged in an equity and access training called Courageous Conversations. And a key theme of both sessions was the ability to see the world from another person's perspective, to recognize that common bond of humanity that binds us all together. An organization in our own backyard that provides a catalyst for such visible actions in Springfield is the Sister Cities organization. And if you go to their webpage or you look at the brochure, their mission is peace through people. And certainly there couldn't be a time in our country where we need that even more. In October, the City of Springfield celebrated 30 years of Sister City partnership with Isesaki, Japan, and will celebrate 15 years of Sister City friendship with Tlaquepaque, Mexico. What you may or may not be aware of, though, is the reach that this program, citywide, has for our students. So I want to give you a little bit of background about what they do. Since 2001, Springfield Public Schools and Sister Cities have partnered to provide unique hands-on experiences for students. Some of you may have gone to the Japanese Fall Festival, but you might not have been there on what we call SPS night, Friday night, where every child in every classroom, this year we had 546 K-5 classrooms, got to bring a child and their parent, free gate admission, and each of the students who were being recognized for scholarship got a free fan. And if you don't think that's a big deal, try to pry it out if you're the sibling of the other child being recognized. Last year, there was a total of 17,000 people in attendance over 3 nights, and they get to be immersed in Japanese cultural events. There are international performances. At Kickapoo High School, the Japan Club provides a children's area where they engage in calligraphy, face painting, a variety of activities. And as these performers come over to engage in the city with the Sister City Festival, we also take those performers free of charge to as many schools as we can get them into during the time that they're here. And over the course of the last 12 years, they've been exposed to a mariachi band, to sumo wrestlers, samurai warrior shows, and if you don't think that's a big deal, you need to get to one of those sessions. The music this year by Paco Padilla moved some of our students with special needs to tears. It was a way to communicate that transcended language, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. They've recently completed construction on the Peace Through People Pavilion at Nathaniel Green Close Memorial Park, and it'll be dedicated at this year's Kite Festival. For those of you that don't know, the Kite Festival is free of charge to families and again engages them in rich cultural activities, and those concerts are free of charge. Since 1988, they've been sending teams of people to sister cities for visits, and they've been bringing people back here. And so this year in 2017 Explore, there will be students from Misasaki, Japan that we visited this October that will be touring Springfield Public Schools to get to see what Explore and what that new energy is like. So we're very excited. So that's a lot of information in a short period of time. And of course, always a picture is worth 1,000 words. So tonight, we're pleased to recognize, and if they'd stand as I call their name, Cindy Job, the Executive Director of Sister Cities of Springfield, Brad Bodenhausen, the President of their Board of Directors, and Bob Belote, the Director of the Springfield Greene County Park Board. These are the people that make all of these rich cultural experiences possible for our students. Hashtag priceless.
The only comment I would have would be, if you get a chance to go on one of the trips with them, take it. It's an amazing experience, Cindy, and you guys do a fabulous job of just learning about the culture. I had the opportunity to take my daughter on it when we went with, that was just Sister Cities, but Rotary, and it was an incredible eye-opening experience for her, seeing a culture of, we went preschools, and that's what we were working with, preschools that Rotary's been partnering with. And I can tell you, it's seeing what goes on down there is a learning experience that most kids won't get, or adults won't get, to see that. So you guys do. I have fond memories of that trip, as Cindy knows, and some other memories too.
And they still let us take people there, Jerry, after your trips.
I can still tell. Yeah, that's right. That's where my clever self. So I got out there. I just keep that out there. That doesn't keep me from going. I'd go in a heartbeat. But they do incredible things for our kids to see what happens in other parts of the world, and them coming over here to see that. And I think you guys do a fabulous job of culture sharing for not just community, but kids, our students too. I applaud you for that.
Sure. Would either of you like to tell us anything or share anything with us specific that has been unique for you working with our staff?
Brad, anything you want to say? You got nominated.
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to push everybody else step back. Well, the first thing I would say is correct Marty just a little bit, because she gave us a lot of credit for making these things happen. And with a mission like Peace Through People, it doesn't happen with just a few people or with just a board of directors on a volunteer nonprofit organization. It happens through partnership. And we have a lot of great partners. Jerry alluded to Rotary clubs and Chamber of Commerce and universities. And certainly this program comes about through a partnership through Sister Cities, the Park Board, City. But at the very top of that list is Springfield Public Schools. So we want to thank you for your support. You can't achieve a mission like Peace Through People without involving children and young people. And in the photos Marty showed, it really gave you a flavor for that kind of the value of that cultural connection and things that can transcend language and culture through art, through music. And you give us the opportunity to share that with children and students in the district, and gives them a chance to be involved. And if we're going to reach that mission, it's not really about us, it's about the future generations understanding that and living out that mission. So we thank you for your support. Marty is your representative on our board, and she's a very active board member, so we thank you for your support of her, and Marty for your involvement in the Springfield Sister Cities Association. So thanks very much.
Teresa, are we finished? Okay.
I just want to say that what a great set of recognition tonight from a female quarterback in 5th grade all the way to Sister Cities. It's wonderful presentations tonight. Very proud to be part of this organization.
So that we've had the pleasure of seeing all the great stuff that's going on. Now we're going to come back in and do all that other stuff that the kids tried to explain to us. So here we go with the other stuff.
They understood it as well as I do.
Yeah. So we will at this time, I do need a motion that the board will approve the agenda for this evening, January 24th, 2017. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Charles, a motion. And Lena, a second. And at this time, we do need to vote to approve the agenda as presented. Thank you. Motion carries. We will move on to our public comments to address agenda items. This is the opportunity we provide for anyone who would like to make comments about our agenda items. And Mrs. Luke, do we have comments this evening? No, we do not. Thank you. We'll move on to our approval of minutes. This is a component of our consent agenda items, which includes 3.0, approval of minutes, 4.01, contracts, agreements, bids, and change orders, and consent agenda 5.01, personnel. All three of these consent agenda items came to us at our January study session. We had an opportunity to review those, ask questions, get answers, and at this time I would like to have a motion that we approve our consent agenda items for this evening.
So moved.
Thank you. Tim Rosenberry, do you have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Jerry. And we do need to vote at this time to approve consent agenda items. Okay, motion carries. We'll move on to our treasurer's report. This evening, Carol Emery is not available to be here with us, but we have All of our information, our great documentation that she submitted to us at our study session. We've had an opportunity to ask questions, to get additional information. And at this time, I think Dr. Jungman or Mike, are you going to?
He's moving things along.
Our chief lending officer will hang loose here for a minute.
No,
John, anything you want?
nothing to add. Obviously, Carol sends her regrets, but the family needs to be with the family tonight. So we appreciate all of your early preparation. I know you've had this for quite some time in front of you, and you've asked questions. So it's prepared to put it in your hands.
Okay, so at this time, we do need to, I do need a motion that the board approves the treasurer's report is presented this evening. Okay, motion? Thank you, Charles. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Tim. So we will vote. Did the motion carry, Kathy? Did I miss it? Yes, it's in it. Okay, good.
Yeah,
I got it.
Upstaging
Yeah.
every time he gets the chance.
Twice.
tricky fingers over.
Bring all those people back in. We're going to have.
Nobody wants to.
We are ready to move on to 7.01, and Mr. Austin, or Dr. Austin is really ready to move
Really
on
ready.
to
So,
7.01 update.
thank you, Dr. Frederick. As you recall, last month, we started bringing you, in previous months to come, we'll be bringing you strategic updates on specific strategies within our strategic plan. Last month, Dr. Harrell came up and shared with you a little bit about school safety and how our buildings are working with the county and developing our plan, but also the support of that plan. Tonight, Dr. Harrell comes to you with 1.4 in our strategic plan around social and emotional support systems for our students and their success in our system. So with that, I introduce you to Dr. Harrell.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm back again, and still just as short. Well, it's my pleasure to have the opportunity to, as noted here, champion 5 of the strategies within the strategic plan, but it's kind of a title in name only. It's the work that the people do in those departments that is so critical. And so tonight I have the opportunity to represent Rhonda Mammon and the work that she and her department does. So you can imagine the terror that's going through Rhonda at this point, knowing that I'm talking with you while she's returning on an airplane somewhere. So if I get anything wrong, it's going to be Rhonda's fault. This evening we are going to talk about 1.1.4. That specific strategy is ensuring a healthy classroom climate for teaching and learning. And as Dr. Dawson indicated, it's that social-emotional component of the work that we do and knocking down those barriers that prohibit students and families from accessing resources in the area of social-emotional health. So 3 areas that we're going to specifically visit with about tonight will be in the area of youth mental health first aid, in the work that our SBCs are doing, our site-based clinicians, and then we're also going to have a opportunity tonight to visit a little bit with Lynn Shirk and the work that she's doing as our new homeless liaison. So some exciting things, I think, for you this evening. Youth Mental Health First Aid is part of a grant that is brought on to the community with the Community Partnerships of the Ozarks with the goal of having several hundred individuals throughout the county trained in the recognition of students who may be suffering some kind of mental health concern or issue. The work that our counselors do within our buildings, they're far more advanced and they have all types of training and expertise in that area. But the teachers in the building don't always have that same type of background. So the gear around this was designed to help give those folks and other staff members a few more tools and recognition and ways to route some of those concerns and needs that a counselor may not be aware of. And so as you look at the first aiders, this is just through August. I don't want to stress that, some of these numbers, because this is an annual report. This is just through August of last 2016. And at that point, 387 individuals throughout the county had been trained, with over 300 of those being SPS teachers. And then when you look at the number of referrals in that same time period, you can see the impact that's already having on working with the youth mental health in our county. Now, this particular bit of data is a little bit interesting, and I'm going to walk you through it. It seems somewhat confusing, but I think that I can make it make sense. These are the number of first aiders who are trained in January. At that point, we had about 70 first aiders trained. So in January of 2016, we had 46 of those individuals who did make a report, or 63%. Of those that reported, 69% of those, or roughly 20, went on for further referral. So 20 youth in January alone of last year received extra supports and had a referral made for them that they followed up with. So we're receiving some extra mental health supports from someone throughout the county. So you can see as you go on through the year, through September, the impact that makes. The reason that you see the percentage trained drop a little bit as far as reported is because that number is growing. So by the time we got to September, we had over 300